I want to ask black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast, the South Coast, Gulf Coast, and we called it White Beach Weekend? And black people weren't allowed to attend this event.
Ma'am, respectfully, on behalf of about 99.9% of people who look like me, in the words of Stephen A., we don't care.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen.
So in today's episode, we're going to be reacting to a video of a palm-colored woman who saw this happened a while back, right? So she saw an event that the black community was organizing for a black beach event, and this is stemming from the fact that in that beach normally a lot of palm-colored people usually occupy it. So because black people had an event and it was supposed to happen at the beach, they went to the officials and applied for a permit, which they were granted. Right. So basically this woman came on TikTok and started ranting. She felt insulted and she felt left out, segregated. That is what she felt. And she came onto TikTok complaining, calling black people, you know, she was trying to make it something it wasn't, right? And then so my question is, guys, when you look at the history that has led today's society to what it is today, where did segregation begin? And black people, the people who reinforced the system of segregation. Exactly. And even at that, segregation ended a long time ago, we understand that. But in some cases right now, in 2024, it still exists. Like a black person will enter some place and they'll be looked at like you don't belong here. And someone will even be brave enough to tell black people, what are you doing here? Your kind is not welcomed here. Right, so guys, let's watch the episode we prepared for you today and then we come back and talk about it. Remember, you can leave us your comments on the comment section on what you think about this video. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's watch.
Black people can't have nothing, not a damn. Black people are minorities, okay? White people are the majority. They're the majority damn near everywhere that you go in the world, okay? If we do not have something set aside for us, automatically it's gonna go towards white people because white people are the majority. If you were to go to a beach, let's say you're going to Virginia Beach, Virginia. Let's say you're going on a Saturday at 3 p.m. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be majority white people there. Unless you're going to Virginia Beach during beach weekend, which is typically for African-American HBCU students or college students. Any other time that you're going to Virginia Beach oceanfront, you're going to see majority white people. But God forbid black people have one weekend or one day. It's up in arms. But it's also an entitlement thing. You don't have to be in every single space. Just like how black people are not able to be in every single space, you don't have to be in every single space, and that's okay, Karen. But looking at her eyes and seeing the way she talks, you could tell ain't nothing but thoughts and memories from January 6th in her cranium. Every other weekend that you go to the beach is white weekend. But God forbid one day black people have the beach rented out or they got permission from the city to have a black event. Oh my God. It's like the same concept as Black History Month, like how these colonizers be so pissed at the fact that black people have 1 month out the year, the shortest month at that, but 1 month. When I'm learning about Paul Revere and the British are coming, I'm learning about that every other day in school. God forbid I learn about Sojourner Truth, February 13th. God forbid.
Black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast, the South Coast, Gulf Coast, and we called it White Beach Weekend? And black people weren't allowed to attend.
I'm gonna be honest with you, lady. We really wouldn't give a fuck. Look, I don't know if you ever been to a Klan event, rally, whatever you want to call it, but ain't no niggas allowed there. And if he was hanging from a tree. Look, we're not too far removed. We couldn't even be in the same bathroom. We couldn't drink the same water. We went to the same events and stuff like that. So we're not gonna act like that shit did not happen. And it wasn't that long ago that this shit was happening. But to answer your question, we just really wouldn't give a fuck. And look, I love my people. I love everybody. Stop asking these dumbass questions, man. You're gonna get some dumbass answers.
I want to ask black people, how would you feel?
What is this hard B in black that I keep hearing? I'm going to get to your question, but I think we have to address the use of language a little bit. We use certain like little octave changes and maybe voice tone, deflect, little things. That one we should probably put an end to. It's very weird when I hear it. But after you said black 3 times in your video, you asked how would black people feel if white people had an event once a year and they called it White Beach Week and black people were excluded. That's like the black experience. Black experience is exclusion. If you want to get real specific with it, do you know what a sundown town is? Maybe you don't know. So a sundown town is a town that excludes, and I'm using that real lightly, people of color after the sun goes down. In a sense, you better not be caught after the sun goes down.
We don't care. I'm sick of seeing people pose these ignorant questions. and make everything about color. If this was asked about Asians or Hispanics, whether they had a day and they want to include black people, it would be the same thing. If somebody don't want me somewhere, I'm good on not going. Trust me. If someone who looked like me threw a party and said they didn't want me there, I'm okay with that. I don't care. I never understand the logic behind these stupid questions. And for some strange reason, this creator's page is non-existent. I can't imagine why. There are new babies being born every day who know nothing about this. Nothing. It's being taught. So if there's no end to all this black-white stuff, it's going to keep going. It's going to be an ugly, vicious cycle, is all I'm saying. Respectfully, of course. No.
In these spaces. That's an extreme version of this, but there are several comments that are like hee hee ha ha in your comment section that are addressing it. Like one of them even was like the Hamptons. The Hamptons is the example of the black version of what you were talking about. The difference is those spaces that are predominantly white and not labeled that way are unsafe for black people. There is black events, and when white people enter them, they're not in danger. They're not invited, but they're not in danger. That was not an invite. That wasn't saying to go to them, but they're not exclusionary. They're intentional.
So AJ, the thing about our events is they're not actually segregated. Like, you can't talk about having it desegregated when it's not segregated. It's open to all. We keep an ally on deck at all time. Mark is there. We keep 6 to 17 allies at all times. Any black party, anything, I can guarantee you there's going to be a few white women there. I can guarantee you that. But with that being said, let's talk about desegregation and segregation. The events are not segregated. And let me tell you why. So if you were to go to an event, let's say you were at your cultural center in your neighborhood, right? And it said French night. You wouldn't say, oh, I can't go because I'm American. You would be like, oh, they're probably going to be serving French food or playing French music, maybe, you know, French movies. It's going to be about the French culture. That's the same thing about these events. They're just catering to that culture. It's not saying that nobody else can come. It's just saying that things from that culture is going to be there. So that's saying that at that event, you're going to hear black music. You're going to have foods that are like in the black culture, like the things that we like to eat. We're probably going to play games, and it's going to be how we do our events culturally. It's not saying that other people cannot come. It's just saying that it's going to focus on things from that culture. And if you like that culture, then go and be around that culture. As I said, just don't center yourself in the event. It's nothing different than having a French night. Anybody's welcome to come. You probably just didn't feel welcome because there were a lot of people that didn't look like you there. But as I said, any event that we have, we keep an ally R32 with us at all times.
Ask black people, how would you feel if white people held an event every year on the coast?
Baby, we don't give a damn. Let me tell you why. Y'all already do it. Y'all do it for the 12 calendar months out of the year, okay? Independence Day. Alrighty. And y'all give us the day off. We gonna take it off. Oh, we gonna take it off. You know, but we don't celebrate that, baby. We don't. Then in Charleston, South Carolina, specifically, you know, we already do that. You know, we got Bikers Week and Weekend, Bikers Weekend. And then we got the Black Bikers Weekend, the following weekend after that one. You know, we already... Everybody's invited to these events now, don't get me wrong, but it's specifically zoned in for those particular group of people. It's okay.
So this is, I want to ask black people a question, if that's okay.
Hello there. So you wanted to ask black people a question. I'm here. So this individual wants to know how would we feel as black people if white people decided to have or host a white people's party at a beach and black people weren't involved or invited. I have an answer for you. We would feel the way we feel every day. Now let's be honest, there are a lot of black things out there, but you can go. I went to HBCU, a historically black college university, and I had white friends there that were living on campus with us. So to put context to what I'm going to say, I am 40 years old. So I want to go through memory lane and tell you some places that I've experienced like that, but in reverse. I've been in some public schools where I was asked to leave because why are you here? Secret and newsflash, it was a basketball game going on. I sat multiple times at my grandmother's house while my mom and my aunt and uncle explained to me and my cousins why they couldn't go inside of a Dairy Queen and order outside back by the trash can. Oh yeah, my mom is still alive. I've gone inside department stores where I was followed and asked if I was sure I was in the right store because JCPenney has closed for you people. I've also been pulled over by police officers in my neighborhood because they were wondering, why are you in this neighborhood? I've also been refused service at a car lot when I wanted to buy a car because I don't look like I have money. I've also been felt to believe that my vernacular also is not appropriate for the real world. You can't say those real words. Oh, they're not real. Oh, and then when I don't say those words that aren't real, I speak really well. As a kid, I visited some friends that were not of color, and they were really amazing people. But when I went to their house, I couldn't go in because we don't let those people in our house. Wow. And I will go on, but the video is already getting too long. But I do want to say this one thing. So our ex-president, you know, me and yours, that's trying to be our next president, said in a debate recently that, hold on, due to Biden's administration, my job is in jeopardy. You know, black jobs. But homegirl, if you want to go. Nobody's actually going to kick you out because most of us won't care. And if anything, then people are going to, you know, hoot and holler like, go girl, go girl. Oh, and one time I went to my cousin's house that lives in North Georgia. And I was kind of scared to go outside because the KKK was doing a march. Bye. The more you know. I truly do think that sometimes these questions are being asked for engagement.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos we just played you. Personally, I feel like this lady took something that was not meant to be negative or anything offensive. Like that, and she tried making something out of nothing, you know. Because as I understand, when the videos were going viral a while back, this community, the community of black people, they were saying that any other day of the week, you see a lot of palm-colored people at the beach, be it morning, be it afternoon, be it in the evening, that it usually feels illegal for them to be there because it's very few black people, and the reason why they held this event that time was so that they could bring black people together, and they also had a function that day at the beach. Yeah, and I feel like palm-colored people always want to be included in everything, and they always want to be in every other people's business. But when it comes to them, there was another video that was trending just last week, I think, of a lady who went to Tiffany's, a black woman who went to Tiffany's, and the white women, I'm telling you, the non-verbal communication was very loud. She went, sat down, set her camera, and waited for her order. The white women were giving her dirty looks, as if looks could kill, that woman would already be dead. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So how can you? I feel like that is hypocritical. How can you then come forward and say that you're feeling offended that you are left out when you guys do this practice every time? Yeah, you know that actively you are participating in these acts. It might not be verbal, but through action. Actions speak louder than words is often said, you know. And on the other hand, guys, when you analyze this from a positive point of view, right? Although they say trust a palm-colored person at your own risk, but let's just say we are being naive, right? I feel like when people open topics of discussions like this, it helps palm-colored people learn because you don't know what they're being told behind closed doors. You only know of the things they show you. So if they keep wondering out loud, why are they excluded from black events, from black activities? Maybe it's out of ignorance. They don't know what they've done to black people. But who doesn't know about segregation? I wouldn't give them that benefit. There are pictures on the internet to show. You can learn from that, you know. Right. I'm trying to defend them, but even my mind is getting tired of defending them because I'm trying to look at a positive here. You're trying to allow them the benefit of being dumb, if you could say. Right. Because you know they say that. If there is a, exclusively palm-colored event and you as a black person go there, you'll even be shown the door to get out, you know. They can even call security on you. But one thing I've had with these melanated people throughout the video is spaces that we organize for ourselves, we don't usually necessarily exclude palm-colored people. Whoever shows interest can show up. Although palm-colored people you know, they think or believe that they've been excluded in this whatever because they're the ones who did it first. So they interpret it like that. Because any of them, if they go into those events, nobody will chase them away. As a matter of fact, they might just find themselves in the middle of the dancing circle being cheered. And you know, guys, when I look at right now, I normally see a lot of videos on the internet surfacing of Black Americans having their barbecue, you know, events. And I've started seeing this video surface of palm-colored people who attend such events. Not many of them, but there's a few who do attend to have a taste of their barbecue, you know, and their delicious food. And I'm like, how did these people get in if exclusively it was for Black people and white people were that much unwelcomed, you know? So other things are just preconceived notions that people don't know. Like, okay, it doesn't make sense, but it kind of does make sense why they're thinking that. It's because someone with an evil mind, someone who does something bad towards another person, always will automatically think the counterpart is doing something evil, concocting something. Yeah, like for example, if I come to your house, I steal from you, I'll automatically assume when you come to my house, you'll steal from me too. So I'll be putting my things well, and you know, it's because I'm a thief, you know, and I haven't gotten put in the work to know the person I'm stealing from is not a thief. You get? Anyway, that's why I feel like palm-colored people, they usually are so sensitive when they're excluded in Black places because they think Black people are concocting some sort of evil plot against them. That is why they have to poke their noses in Black business every time. But you know, anyway, I don't know how moving forward this is, but it is what it is. Like, you can't really change much about it, because if you're looking at, it wasn't that long ago that segregation was happening, you know. White people have always, they've always reinforced that system, you know. Right. And you know, it's reached a point, sometimes I usually ask myself, okay, big demography of them, majority of them, they uphold these systems. What if right now, right? Because yeah, in America, whites might be more than Black people. In Europe, whites might be more than Black people. But as a collective, Black people are more in the world. The white population is just 7%. What if all these other races begin? Because like, how can 7% truly make the rest of how many percentage remains after 7%? 93. How can 7% make 93% believe that they are lesser than them? Surely. So and me, I feel like they say they did it to themselves. They did it themselves. The segregation thing for such a long time that they believe they're not accepted in some businesses. Yeah, like Black people have become comfortable in being alone. Yeah, being themselves in the places they want. Yeah, the only thing that forces them to go into these places is when you need that job or when you need something. But it doesn't mean that they can't survive in their own community, you know? Yeah, it means when Black people start actually giving into Black businesses, because I've seen initiatives in America, people are starting to campaign for Black people to support more Black-owned businesses. I think that is a very big start. Right now, it might look as it might seem as something small, but I feel like that is a very big step towards the future of turning things around. But it's just so beautiful how palm-colored people are feeling threatened whenever they're not included in a Black business, you know. Because even the other day after elections, Black women were like, we are cutting them off. And they went on. They were even in the Black women's comment sections, and they're like, we are not welcome. I hope I'm welcomed. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing, and as usual, we appreciate you so much for your time. Let's catch you on our next episode.